So I'm back the next day at the ushers. I brought an empty super. I brought my bee escape. This is what the bees would see from above. They can only get out. Down below you see there are one-way doors, little plastic cones. And so it's an easy way to get bees out of a honey super. Leave it on for 3 days, come back, and most of the bees will be out. I brought some comb to give them more space while they're having to move out of their honey super. They'll have more space to go into. So here we are again, the two beehives, the weaker one and the stronger one. And we're putting a bee escape on the strong one today so that the bees will get out over the next 3 days or so. Hello. I've already smoked myself pretty well. Good morning. Good morning. Hello. It's me again. No queen on the ground. Hello. So this is the hive we looked at yesterday. I can see down in that hole there's a little honey. So take the lid off. Hello, good morning. No queen on the lid. Sometimes she's wandering around, having run out of space. She gets bored, nothing to do. So I'll put this aside here so they can crawl back up if they like. Hello, lots of bees in here. The sun is pretty good there. You might be able to see a few bees. So I'm going to put this aside and start the operation here. Hello, hello. One just told me that the back of my ears smelled funny, so I had to re-smoke myself. This was just opened yesterday, so it shouldn't be too bad. Nice and heavy. Hello, here we go. So here's the hive down below. As I said, there's honey in this first one and second one. I can clearly see probably brood growing in the middle. I see honey here capped. So there's no trouble taking this super. Now this right here will make them quite excited. This is a bunch of honey and frames from a past extraction the other day. Here's an empty super. The empty super is needed under the bee escape because the bees, when they come through the bee escape, if there's some frames underneath the bee escape, they'll simply crawl on those frames and go back and forth through the bee escape. They won't actually leave. So this is what we've got. We've got the original hive body. We've got frames with wet frames of comb that were extracted. They're all juicy with honey, so they'll be happy to lick that up. Empty super, bee escape, and honey super, full of bees, chock full of bees. So these bees over the next 3 days will gradually leave. When I come back 3 days from now, I'll find out how many are left. If it's still full of bees, that means I was wrong to try to take the honey. It means they either they have brood in there or the queen is in there, and I have to say sorry and put it all back together and not take the honey. This lid I'm putting on is a different lid. It's a lid that was gathering the drippings. This lid was underneath this wet comb, and that lid is full of honey drippings. So the bees will have a little bit of licking to do there too. Rocks back in place. That was easily done. So we're ready to go. All right, bye-bye.